Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Trevor is here again from Film Geeks. We made one video together probably a few months ago. I don't remember exactly when, and we are talking fully in spoilers about Dear Evan Hansen, a movie that we both really enjoyed. I know a lot of people really don't like it, but we're here to tell you why you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. But, but how are you doing today, Trevor?
Dude, doing great. It's good to be collabing again. We haven't done this in, like I said, months, so it's good to be back.
Yeah.
And Dear Evan Hansen, I knew we talked about this when Dear Evan Hansen got announced, so very excited we're
Yeah.
doing it.
It's kind of funny that the last time that we made a video together, I remember after the video we were talking about like, oh yeah, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna rank the songs? Are we gonna
Yeah.
talk spoilers? And we're gonna talk spoilers in this video. I'm probably gonna put the songs on a tier list or something in a few days, but I mean, I think I already said this, got it out of the way. We both really enjoyed the movie, and for some reason that's an unpopular opinion.
I don't quite understand. It's up there, no lie. I'm very easy critic, right? But like every time I see a new movie that I really enjoy, it's up there for my favorite of the year. So like Shang-Chi's #1, but this is like dang near #2. Like it's right below it. I don't understand why people hate it. I understand they don't like the subject matter, but I think most people aren't really aware with the play and like how the play is so popular. You know, it's been tour the world and they're back on tour now. I've seen it, and so when it came to Sacramento on tour, like it's one of the most popular shows in the world right now, and everyone's talking about it's problematic now. It's like, where were you guys like 6 years ago when this came out? Because that's where I've been loving this since I was a senior in high school, and that was in 2016. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, see, I do not get the whole problematic compliment. I just think that it's so stupid because if it really was that bad, someone like Ben Platt, who is like just like a great person in general and supports all this stuff, he wouldn't sign on to do this. It wouldn't have gotten a pass from all these people. All these people wouldn't have bought tickets and talked about it and said how great it was if it was really that bad. And yes, the subject matter in the film or in the play or whatever in the story, we'll say, is like very, kind of it could be maybe uncomfortable for people because it is a very serious topic. But the term problematic, it should not be used for this story.
I don't think so either. And I get people say, like, well, the character Evan is very unlikable. You can't get behind him. I didn't say this, but I want to say this to people. It's like, I don't think he's unlikable. I think it really shows how messed up he is inside because he can't communicate. He literally tries to tell them. He literally tells them he didn't write this, like in the beginning of the movie. Like Amy Adams, like hands him the thing he wanted you to have. He's like, no, lady, no, I promise you, he didn't write it. And it's an emotional scene. And obviously, there's a kid who has nothing, literally nothing. He has barely has parents, has no friends. He has a social disorder that is something I can't relate to, but like, I mean, Ben Platt plays it so well, and Evan Hansen is Ben Platt. Like that's exact. No one else can play him really. Like if you see anyone else, you're going, he's not Ben Platt. Ben Platt seems like a very genuine human being. Like every interview I see, he seems like literally the nicest dude in the world.
Yep.
Like for him to dive deep into this character and someone who means so much to him, and then people to say he's a problematic character and he's unlikable, I think maybe they just didn't understand it. And that's fine. It could be very misunderstood. And I think that's probably the best word to describe this movie. It's misunderstood because I loved it as a play. I read the book and we got transformed into a novel.
Same.
Yep.
Same.
Book is great. And then you come into this movie and it's almost a spitting image. I don't know if you've seen it on stage. It's almost a spitting image. They add a couple songs, which I'm sure we'll get to in a second. But like it's a lot of the dialogue, you've read the book, a lot of the dialogue is in the book. Like you hear lines and you go like the best line in the movie, the funniest line is where like, you've clearly never been rich. He goes, oh, you've probably never been poor. That's from the musical, that's from the book, that's from the movie. And that's the highlight of the movie. It's a funny part of the movie. It makes me upset. I want to fight people about it, but sometimes it's better things are left unsaid, right?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like in my review, I was trying to be as positive as possible because, yes, everyone can have their own opinions. But, like, even some of the comments, like, I was talking to Chris, obviously, our very good friend, and, like, somebody left, I forget what the comment was. Somebody left, like, a really harsh comment on his video. And I got one that it wasn't, like, harsh or anything, but it was just, like, it just seemed like, fuck your opinion. Like that's kind of just what it seems like. Not to take away from your opinion, but you're wrong. That's kind of what the comment felt like. And I was like, okay, whatever. But like, you gotta have a respectful way to say it, I guess. And yeah, we're kind of taken away from that here. But I just don't get what like the big issue is, and I do agree it is so misunderstood. Like I feel like that would be like the perfect title for a review that like we would do. Dear Evan Hansen is misunderstood, or at least the movie, and it is. And that moment that you talked about, where oh, you've never been poor, like that part. I think got the biggest reaction out of the entire audience when I saw it, because I saw it the Wednesday, like technically 2 days, kind of one night like before it officially came out, and in Toronto, which was very nice. Thank you, Movie Scene Canada. And it was just like it was just a very good theater experience because everybody was very lively, I will say. Besides the fact that during one important scene between Evan and Zoe, somebody's phone went off and they had like this big like orchestra music, and they was like taking them a minute. Everybody started laughing at them, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah. So my theater, I have funny, I have a similar situation. I got a seat on Tuesday night before, and it
Nice.
was really cool. I've been figuring out a way to get to these advanced screenings. So I would say half the theater, because it was a Universal movie, half theater was like Universal Press, and then there was half people who just like found a ticket like I did. And there's this lady walking. It's towards the what song is it? It's towards the one of the beginning songs. It's like an emotional moment. She's like talking to the parents. Parents are crying, right? And you're sitting there, you're getting in your feels. You go, okay. People are like starting to bring out the tissues. People are sniffing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a hawk in the movies. Like I'm always looking around. If someone gets up, I'm like looking at them, making sure
Yeah, same.
nothing crazy's happening. Super paranoid. And this lady's walking, and it's like an emotional moment. And like I'm at the point of like sniffles now. I'm like, oh god, it's happening. Like cry. This lady just eats shit down the stairs. I mean, like, like just somersaults, head first into a chair, like down the stairs, and the entire theater is away from the movie, and everyone like looks up and goes, and like people start running over, and like it took like away from 10 minutes of the movie right during the song. It was right, but If I Could Tell Her song, and like everyone's like, and I'm trying to enjoy it now, but then I'm just trying not to piss myself from laughter, because I was like, she got up and she like put her hands up like, I'm good, but it asked for the experience. But that was just a side note. I literally could not stop laughing. I couldn't cry anymore. I was just laughing the whole time.
You're crying laughter.
Okay.
That would be so distracting because everyone would just be moving and you're like trying to listen. God, I would love to see. I hope when I'm watching a bad movie one day, because this is not a bad movie. I'm kidding, but well, I'm not kidding. But I hope when I'm watching a bad movie one day, somebody just like gets in a fight or somebody just falls, and that just like that would make it the experience so much better. And the experience is pretty cool. Like I could definitely tell that there were people who were there because, oh, free movie, I'm gonna go see it. Like that's kind of what a lot of people, well, not a lot, but there was this is not meant to sound rude. It's going to sound rude, but it isn't. There were definitely people who I could tell were there because they like the musical. Like I could just tell looking at them, like they've seen the musical. They could seen the musical. And like if you look at me, it's like, yeah, no shit, I've seen the musical. Stuff like I've technically only seen the slime tutorial. Do you know what I mean by that? Are you no? Okay. Slime tutorial. This is an explanation for someone. If you look up Dear Evan Hansen slime tutorial, then you'll find a bootleg of it. If you look up Hamilton slime tutorial,
Okay.
so
I've watched that.
yeah, exactly. That's what I've seen. The only thing I've seen of it is the bootleg, and then I've read the book. I've listened. Used to listen to soundtrack in like 2019 all the time, but that's a hint for anybody out there. If you want to find a musical that they haven't taken down, that like because YouTube always takes down bootlegs, so just search slime tutorial. You'll
Nice.
probably find it somewhere. That's something I learned back in 2018, 2019, and it's helped a lot. And that's the only way I'd seen it, but I was still really excited for the movie because I really enjoyed the trailer and I just enjoyed the movie, and I feel like we have to talk about the music. What is your favorite song? That's
Okay,
a
so
hard question, but
the best song, the song that made me like really eye-opening about it was I was in theater class and a girl was playing "Waving Through a Window," and I was like, "What?" I didn't know it was a Broadway song. That's how good the song is. Ben Platt and Justin Paul, two of the best songwriters from La La Land, Greatest Showman, and Dear Evan Hansen.
yes.
Some of the best songwriters probably ever now. I was like, okay. So "Waving Through a Window," I feel is an obvious answer. Honestly, I'm gonna say "Words Fail" because that one it's so powerful and
Yes.
it gets
Yes.
I feel
Finally.
time because he admits what he's wrong and he
Yeah.
admits everything he ever wanted, and I think it's Ben Platt's like best sounding song for his voice. I mean, gosh, he goes from crying to almost like cheerful at the end because like yes, he did a terrible thing, but he's also changed his life and so many others. And in a way, he helped the Murphys more than anyone ever could. And it brought the Murphy family close together. That's why I don't think it's problematic. Because by the end of the movie, they get the orchard named after Connor. And whether Evan made up that story or not, it's still a place they went to when they were kids. And it's still now, and Zoe says at the end of the movie, like, we come here all the time. And then we walk around, we do all that. So, like, that is something that Evan did for them. They gave them a memory, and they got to go have this memory as a family again. It actually brought them closer together instead of them separating, tearing apart. So, problematic? No. Misunderstood? Absolutely. Words fail. Second to none. It's my favorite, probably my favorite song in the musical. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm so glad because I've never heard someone say Words Fail is my favorite. Maybe it is some really popular opinion somewhere. That one has always been my favorite. Like I really do enjoy all the songs. There are ones I enjoy more than others. That one's been my favorite because I like how there's a little reprise from stuff from other songs, but it's just the emotion. That is the reason I love it. If you go to like my IGTV, I think I showed you this like last time we collabed after the collab, but for those watching, if you go to my IGTV and you scroll back to like 2019, maybe 2020, but I think 2019, you can see I posted a clip from one of the bootlegs because the song is so emotional and it's so like pure and just I really love it for that. And I like in the movie how they kind of split it up a bit because I was like, oh, are they gonna cut it? 'Cause, like when I was watching the movie, I was like, are they gonna cut it? And then he sang like the first half, and I was like, okay, where's the second half? Because the second half for me is the best part of the song.
Yep.
And then you have him in front of that tree, and I'm like,
Yep.
gonna cry, gonna cry now.
During that song in the movie, it's like he lets go in the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like my favorite part of the song is like when it pauses and then he goes, "But I guess I couldn't let that go."
Let go.
And it starts picking up a little bit. You're like, "Oh shit! Oh my god!"
'Cause I've learned to slam on the brakes. Yes.
Sing it, brother.
It's so good.
The police waving through a window. Honorable mention. I love Only Us, but if I could tell, there's one that just it always. Yeah. I like the Broadway version a little better. Every song's a little different. I like that they did that.
Yep.
But it's still a very good song. Like.
Yeah, I will say something with waving through a window. It was about the movie. Why the fuck did they edit it like that? It drove me crazy. I was like, when I was watching this, I was like, oh my God, are we gonna do the whole movie like that? And then they fixed it. But like, it was cutting to the beat of the song. You can do that in a music video. You can do it in a YouTube video.
Sure.
In a movie, you can't because there's so many cuts in that song. So like I was like, okay, I mean, I love the song. It's an amazing song, but like I was just like, oh God. And I don't know, there's something about that, but I still really enjoy the song. And Sincerely Me, what were your thoughts on how they changed it for the movie? That was something I was interested to ask you.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I was most curious to see how they're going to do the musical numbers. And with Sincerely Me, Jared didn't really have much of a role in this film. Neither did Connor. You know, in the play, they're pretty much in it the entire time. So coming in here, like having them come around and like cutting back and forth, and then riding back to here. That's how I imagined it. And I think Stephen Chbosky, I think, did a great job. Everyone's like, it's not his fault. This movie sucks. It's like, the movie doesn't suck. It does.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. And like when he says the funny line, Connor goes, "My sister's hot," and then
what the hell? My bad.
My bad. Like how that guy said it as Jared. It was very well done. I liked it a lot. Kind of how I imagined it. Obviously, have the go karts and doing all these things, but like it's like a. I think it was done really well.
I think it was a cool transition. It was honestly the only different thing. I didn't expect like the huge dancing from like Connor where he's like doing all these things. But I didn't realize that the actor, I can't remember his name right now. He's actually a really good singer. He barely has any lines, obviously, because he dies really early on. But still, like he's a really great voice, and I liked the idea of how they edited it. But I love it on stage. So I was worried. That was like I think the main song I was worried about with it because on stage they just have them writing it and then like a spotlight down on Connor for those who don't know. So it makes more sense. But I think the transition here was good. And something that I've seen people complain about on Twitter, because it's Twitter, everyone complains about everything there, is the You Will Be Found scene when they have all the videos going. Like I don't see a problem with it.
So it's funny enough, I was literally about to mention that. I think that song was done best for the film. Like everyone was mad about it, like because like in the show, it's like if you watch it, it shows social media all behind them. It's one of the best stage designs ever. and it's showing all the social medias, and like it's showing people scroll on Instagram with his speech. It's like, your speech is everywhere. It's like, my speech, like, I don't really understand what happened. You did on the stage. There's social media things going everywhere, tweets, and it goes, oh my god, everyone needs to see this. That's lines from no one in the film. There's lines in the background, so that they're saying lines from people on social media, like this from Sacramento, like this from all these different things. So everyone who doesn't like it, honestly, they just haven't seen the show, and that's not a problem. 100%. Yeah. I'm not mad at you for it, but it's like, you can't get mad at the writing, because Stephen Levinson wrote this for I'm pretty sure for Broadway, and he came back and wrote it here. Like, the writing's not the problem.
Yeah.
I think people are just, I honestly don't know people's problem with it. I really don't get it.
Yeah.
But like, You Will Be Found, when it shows everyone like the views going up, that's what they do on the show, the musical.
Yeah.
They just did it on screen, and when everyone's picture went and they made Connor's picture, no lie, if I could cry in a movie, I would. I just get teary-eyed. It hit, chills down my head. I literally said, I fucking love this. That's like, that's the moment I decided I love the movie.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering what it was going to, because I knew on stage, and even like when they've performed at like award shows or whatever. I think I think it's the Tonys or whatever. I think there's a performance where they have that all, and I do not get the whole thing. And there was one thing on Twitter. It was like one of those accounts that posts like bad screenshots from movies or whatever. And they posted the one where it's like, boy commits suicide, you won't believe what happens next. And they're like, why is this in a movie? I'm like, have you gone to YouTube? That is so accurate. That is every other video on YouTube. I think that it's so like stupid that people are complaining about that. And when it transitioned to Connor, I was like, oh, that really hit.
Just straight in the feels. I don't know. I'm glad they cut a couple songs. I have a question for you. Like, they obviously didn't have. Does anybody have a map? They didn't have.
To Breaking a Glove,
which is good. Those are the two songs I kind of skip when I listen to it. Did you like the two added songs?
The first time it was good. It was actually a very smooth transition, because in movies, it's very hard when there's only like a few songs to transition into them. I think they were done well for the most part. That one was pretty smooth. Did we need it again? Not exactly, because at that point I was like, okay, this is an added song. I like how they did To Break in a Glove, because I actually really enjoy that song. At least from memory, I haven't heard it in probably a year and a half. I think it's a really good song, but I do like how it was kind of set as like a dialogue scene. I was wondering, I was like, when are they going to go into it? And when they kind of, does anyone have a map? That song is not needed in the movie. It's needed in the musical. Totally. Like, when they cut it, I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter to me. What did you think?
I agree. And what's funny is because like I know the music, like I can sing every word to every song. So I know the music so well, and when I can hear it when they were talking to Breaking the Glove, the little beat, bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump, 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 it's playing in the background. You know? I thought Mr. Murphy, Larry, I believe his name is, I thought he was really good. To me, he gave like the most emotional performance. Like when a grown man is breakdown crying, dude, it hits me so hard, because like, you don't see, as a kid, your dad, like, the men are supposed to be like strong. We don't show emotions. And now I cry all the time. I don't care. Like, what's up? But like,
yeah, yes,
I didn't see my dad cry ever. I never see my dad cry. I'm 22 years old. So like, the men are supposed to be like, so like, oh, I'm fine for my family, you know, to see like Larry, who's making the jokes at them, come back from work when he broke down.
Yes, when he walks in, that was for me the saddest moment of the entire thing. He walks in, he doesn't say a thing, and then he just, like, I have chills right now talking about it. It was so emotional, and I loved how like subtle that was. How it was just like he didn't have to say anything, and we knew exactly what was going on. There was something about the emotions that, to me, it's again, as you said, it's a very tough play, and I feel like it kind of came at the right time for you. And now when I look at it now, especially where I am, like, it's just so accurate in the depiction, and that's what I really like because of the director. I was very excited for the movie, for a main reason because he directed Perks of Being a Wallflower. He also made Wonder, which is a great movie. Perks of Being a Wallflower, for me, most realistic movie of all time. The character Charlie is like, for me, I don't know if I've said this before on YouTube. Oh well, I relate to that character more than any other character ever. When I rewatched that movie this year, I was like, I totally like get everything, and I was so glad because of how real that movie was. And I think that I heard some complaints that people said the movie felt like unrealistic, and I was like, dude, it's a musical, get behind it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, and people, it's just funny because like In the Heights, the other Broadway musical that came out this year, which I enjoyed, but like no one had one bad thing to say about that. And like to me, I have so much more complaints with that than I do with this, you know. And
Yeah.
it's obviously a much lighthearted play, but like it's just so interesting. People hate this. Like people hate it right now. Like it's
Yeah.
insane. It's absolutely insane. And I honestly don't think people hate it. I think Twitter people hate it. That's where the hate's at.
Honestly, that's the main one, but I've seen so much on Instagram where people are just like, I hate this movie. I hate it. Why? I hate it. Like a lot of the time, like when the first reviews come out, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like when the first reviews came out, I did see like valid points before I saw the movie. I was like, oh, like I got scared. I was like, uh-oh, am I not gonna like the movie? But I've
That's
kind of realized after like a few movies that I'm like, I don't really care what the critics say because a lot of the time I tend to disagree. I tend to like a movie more than dislike one. And because I really love the source material, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hopefully at least enjoy this. And yes, musical adaptations are scary. I talked about that in my review. It's like Sweeney Todd is a fantastic adaptation for me. Les Mis is very good as well. My favorite musical, Phantom of the Opera, though, adaptation of the movie is terrible. So it kind of worried me a little bit, but I do think that as an adaptation, it really worked. And some of the changes were like worked. And for you, what was the best change?
not having every song. Because what happens a lot of times in musicals, like In the Heights, I'm pretty sure they included every song. It was song after song after song after song. I was like, holy shit, stop singing. Like, just for a second, please. I liked that. I liked what they could do with that, how they can just, it felt like a movie for a while. Then they would have a song. You know, it wasn't just song, 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 song.
You would not like Les Mis then. It's
Yeah,
all singing.
I haven't seen Les Mis. I need to watch it because you guys always say it's really good. So I'll watch it eventually, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed how they can just, it can be a movie, and I got Perks of Being a Wallflower vibes. That's top 5 movie of all time for me. I absolutely love it. So I get so many vibes from that. And like a coming of age genre is my favorite genre ever. So I'm all over this. It's probably my top 10 favorite coming of age movies. I literally loved almost everything about it. Like I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and I honestly don't really have any complaints. Like if I had any complaints, like off the top of my head, I need to see it again to give you one.
That's fair. Yeah, like there was a few things that I feel like, we're really hyping up this movie. I will admit I did have a few problems with it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I almost gave it 3.5, but by the end I was like, no, I actually did really like I felt satisfied walking out of the theater, and that's what I wanted. Some of the editing, as I said early on, really bugged me.
Yeah,
I did have issues with it cutting like that. And there were moments that felt like almost unintentionally awkward, but a lot of it does come down to the editing. And I totally, sorry, my dad's calling me, so if the audio gets weird, sorry to everyone. I just got a call and it totally like messed us up there. We both just got like kind of shocked in a way. But so I was saying about like I felt satisfied when I walked out of the theater, and that's what I was glad about. And there, yeah, it did feel a little bit long, I will admit, but a lot of plays are long. I think this one might have been longer than the actual stage play, but I could totally be wrong about that. You
I
can correct me if I'm wrong.
think it's very close. I think like
Yeah.
they're both right around 2 hours 15 minutes, like very very close. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was around there. Like there were definitely moments that like the film dragged on a little bit, but I couldn't pinpoint specific moments personally that really kind of made it feel like that. And what did you think about bringing the one character more so to the forefront? Like I think her name's Alana or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alana, yeah.
I didn't mind. I thought she's much more likable in the movie than she is the play. The play,
Yep.
God, she's so annoying. Um, but like she got more of the forefront, which I think is cool. The Anonymous One song is good, but it felt. I was talking about this Chris. He said it felt a little off. Like it didn't sound like an
It
original
did.
song. I said I agree. It's a kind of completely different rhythm. I thought she was good. I almost wish like it's to show Jared kind of getting upset that like all that stuff, but we don't know why. Like in the play, you get to see so much more about Jared, how he's helping Evan the whole time. Evan kind of blows him off. Like Evan in
Yep.
the play much more becomes that like I made it popular, yeah. And then the movie,
Yeah.
awkward kid the whole time. So again, problematic. I can't get behind that word.
Yeah, I agree. And like I really liked her performance. I thought her performance was great. I liked seeing her like on screen, and I will say like that song is just like the song Suddenly in the Les Mis adaptation, a song that was added for the movie. Definitely the weakest and like very out of place song. I think on Nostalgia Critic's video, he he called it quote unquote Oscar-bation, which you guys can put two and two together and figure that one out. Which I was like, you know what, he's not wrong. And I didn't really feel that way about this song. Like I was like, okay, it's a cool like addition, but it would not work in the play. But I did like how she was kind of more in the forefront. I thought that what we got from Jared was good. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more, but since I know what happens in the play, like it's okay. Like yes, the play is better, but in every single instance of any adaptation, typically, like especially musicals, but typically the source material is better. There are a few exceptions for movies and books and stuff where the movies are better, but it's very rare for me. And musicals, it's always going to be the best on play. That's where it started. That's the reason why it's popular. It's the reason it's getting adapted. And is there anything else you want to say about the movie?
I really dug it, man. One person we haven't even talked about is Kaitlyn Dever. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god. Perfect casting.
I was nervous. I saw her and I was like, I've only seen her in a couple of things. Like I haven't seen. I think I've seen her. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. So I was like,
Booksmart? Have you seen Booksmart?
yeah, okay, she's good in Booksmart, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know. I was something about it. I was like, ooh, she's our Zoe. I was more nervous to see her, but for her to harmonize perfectly with Ben Platt,
I know.
dude. Because Ben Platt has probably the most unique voice in like all of Hollywood. Like I would argue he's one of the best singers working today. Like the dude is that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She like pitch perfect matching with him singing Only Us. They're going up and down, harmonizing. I was like, oh my gosh.
Was that pun intended? You said pitch perfect. Was that on purpose?
No, it wasn't, but yeah.
Hey.
From Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, but that's so weird. I didn't even realize that until after that Ben Platt was in Pitch Perfect until like I saw Dear Evan Hansen, like started listening to it. I was like, wait, what the hell? And then I went back and watched like a scene or two. And yeah, Kaitlyn, I think it's like Dever or something. It's not Denver, it's Dever, I think. Which
Denver, Kaitlyn Dever. Dev.
yeah, I said Denver in my review, and I'm so mad because I love her. Like she is so awesome. Like I don't love Booksmart, but I really enjoy her performance in it. I mean, like I've rewatched a movie I don't plan to, but I said in my review she's one of my favorite actresses to come out of the last decade to really like blow up and emerge. And she was just as good as Ben Platt in this movie, in my opinion, at least. And Ben Platt is just so awesome. I love him as a guy and just as an actor and just playing Evan. Perfect casting. There's been some other people like Jordan Fisher who I've been like, yeah, he's a good Evan, but the definitive Evan for me and everybody else will always be Ben Platt, and I have to thank you, Trevor, for coming on. It was a lot of fun. I knew we had to talk about it, and I'm glad we finally got to.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. My favorite musical ever. I could talk about this for probably 2 more hours, so let's run it.
That's perfect. All of Trevor's stuff will be linked down below. Make sure to check it out. Great reviews, great content in general. You get lots of fun, like tier lists, all this stuff. Tons of energy. If you want tons of energy, go to Trevor's channel. Like it'll definitely make you feel better in a way. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
And everyone down below, I hope that we kind of we steal all the Dear Evan Hansen fans in the stands of the musical and all that. So let us know what you thought of it down below. Did you like it like us? I really hope you guys did. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.